Hey, what's up, Facebook? Hey, listen, I get all these crazy ideas. They just kind of come into my head. And so right now, I'm with the wife in Sephora. And Sephora is in the mall in North Carolina. And what it is a makeup store. It's pretty much what it is. It's a makeup store. And I'm sitting here talking to the ladies at the counter. And, I come up with all these like marketing ideas and different ways that if I were a, people see my hashtag if I were a, and I just got a really crazy idea that if implemented would be super crazy. Hey, Susan, John, Greg, what's happening? Susan's gonna get a kick out of this. And my wife is like looking at me like shaking her head, and you know what's about to happen. So here's my idea. So I'm in Sephora and this is what's happening, okay? They're talking about all of the makeup, whatever. I'm like, why would anybody do that? Like, who cares about this brush? And who cares about the angled brushes and the contour brushes and this foundation and this foundation and this foundation? Who cares? Like, really, who cares? So here's what happened. I told him, I was like, here's what you should do. Sephora should host a competition where the men apply the makeup in the store, and the best man that applies the makeup wins their spouse, the wife, $100. Anything in the store, you have one purchase. Anything $100 and below, you can get anything that you want in the store. One item under $100. So if you choose a $5 brush, you chose a $5 brush. But have a competition in Sephora where the men apply the makeup, because they're talking about their wives applying makeup and how much money does that cost and everything else. And so the men apply the makeup to themselves, and then they have a competition, and then whoever is the winner, whatever, you win your wife, $100 of Sephora stuff, whatever. The reason I said this was because I was like, I don't know what brush, and she goes, that would look atrocious. That would look absolutely atrocious. I'm like, that would be funny. And I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, that would be actually hilarious. So I don't know how many men would do it. I know the wives would push their husbands to go do this. Like, you should do it. Like, you make fun of me and, whatever. So I was just thinking, I'm like, Sephora should host a competition for the men so that the spouses bring the men to Sephora, and then the men put the makeup on and then learn what the women are going through, and then it'll strengthen the bond between marriage and strengthen the bond, whatever. I literally am probably going to reach out to Sephora and suggest this. I really think that I will reach out to Sephora and suggest that this happens. Am I way off base? I think it would be super funny because it's in the mall. It would drive business to this place because it's in the mall. And then they advertise like men putting on makeup. Like, men will go see other men make fun of themselves. That's kind of a man thing. We want to go see men do other stupid things. And usually it starts with, hey, hold my beer. It's usually how the conversation starts. Except this one will hand me the brush, So, can you imagine that man's like, hand me the brush? I just think that it would be super damn funny. And it would really, if it was Facebook Live and Sephora, literally was doing this in other stores around the country, I think that literally Sephora could cash in on this, and it would drive the women to bring their husbands here. And then it would just be that it's a moment that gets created, an experience that will never ever be recreated again. And that is what drives marketing, and that is what drives business, is customer experience and creating a one-of-a-kind customer experience that you cannot get anywhere else. And that is literally what I think should happen. I might just call Sephora tomorrow or maybe on Monday and suggest this and just see what happens. And just literally Sephora will start hosting men competitions to apply makeup, and then they're going to win their spouse something in the store, which will create a moment which will bring the man into the woman's world to understand what they go through and apply things like, why do I have to apply foundation? Because you have to apply foundation. Otherwise, it's not going to stick. And so there's an education going on at the same time. And the man is applying it, which looks probably ridiculous, right? And he can see how hard it is and why it takes so long for the woman to get ready. Just saying. And then you take a picture and the man looks like probably a clown or like looks really weird, or they got eyeshadow like way up here. You know, it was just, oh my God. But I think it would be so funny. I think that after the initial shock wore off and everybody was laughing, like, oh my God, it's like, no, you don't do it that way. Like, I don't know. Like, I think if when you become vulnerable like that and you become vulnerable in that space, I think that men will evolve into the next level. For the men who actually go through that experience, I think would evolve into that next level. That's just what I'm thinking. So in the comments below, tell me, am I wrong? Am I way off base? Am I ridiculous? Are you laughing right now? Is it a great idea? Just saying, tell me in the comments below. And if I get enough time, I will call Sephora and have a conversation with their marketing department and try to do something like this. Just saying. So that's all I got. Hopefully my wife is almost done buying whatever makeup or whatever brushes. I have no idea what the hell she's buying, but hopefully we're done soon. So put it in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the idea. Love you all, and I hope you have an amazing Friday night.